Hey, 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 hey. It's Fit Bites episode 2. This is Tyler Bradley and Pamela Bradley coming at you with week 1. Really, this is after we have almost completed week 1 of our 60-day challenge. So we're going to share our wins, our lessons, and then a tiny bit about our take on recovery. So Tyler, this has been week 1 of the 60-day challenge. What has been a win for you?
Definitely starting cardio again. I've enjoyed doing the cycle, especially in some of the Stairmaster, but I've been on the bike quite a bit doing my HIIT workouts. And then also like the 6 sets instead of doing like 3 to 4 sets, like my typical workout. I've been doing more sets for like squats and chest. So I feel like those have been the wins. I will say I've been struggling going over on my fats, but I'm working on like if I'm adding too much oil when I'm cooking my eggs, stuff like that. So that is one probably loss that I've been doing, but I think I've been doing pretty good as far as the diet. I'm hitting my calorie intake every day. My macros are pretty close, but like I said, I keep going over my fats, but that's pretty typical because it seems like everything has fatty additives in it. So.
Right. So your win is bringing in the cardio, it sounds like, and then having a little bit more reps and the change in the workout, right?
Yeah.
And then your learn for the week, or your takeaway that you've learned to adjust or tweak is the fats. You're figuring out how to adjust that and work around that, right?
Yep.
That's awesome. So for my wins, for me, my win is really getting back in the groove of working out and showing up. That's been my win. I've showed up for me. I think I've done a few lives and posts about that just showing up. That has been really my win, my big takeaway. My learn has been planning. I need to say planning as far as, I prepped my food. So that was another win. So that was good. And also the other win is I'm not allowing myself to go to the grocery store besides once a week. I'm just shopping for the week and whatever, kind of like Tyler's saying about he has to figure it out about his fast. Well, if I'm out of something or I crave something, like I saw Tyler's steak after he prepped his meal, and I really wanted a steak, but I would not let myself go back to the store because I had already shopped for the week and prepped for the week. So I did get a steak today because I went shopping today for the next week. So I'm proud of all those things. My learn about the prep, I prep my food, but I don't think I prepped as well as I could for my workouts. Like the day before, kind of writing down or reviewing, especially since this is the first week of what I'm working on the next, the next morning when I get up, and kind of allowing the time allowance that I need for that. So that is something I'm going to improve this week, is kind of going over all that the night before so that I can mentally know, okay, this is what I need to do. And I can just jump into the workouts without having to, because she has little videos you can look at.
Yeah, those are helpful.
Which are really helpful. But if you're spending a lot of time looking at all the videos, then it's kind of delaying your workout. And then I'm pushing back on time because I'm doing this usually before I go to work. So that's my learn. I need to be more prepared the night before for what is coming up in the next morning so I can have that time allotment. So then Tyler and I wanted to touch a little bit on recovery. And this is a topic I will say, and I think Tyler will agree with me, that probably for Tyler, if you mentioned this like a year ago, and for me, back when I was really working out, like to compete and stuff, that word recovery did not exist. It just didn't exist, and it wasn't really important. But people would tell me how important it was, and I even had a trainer. He tried to tell me, he didn't try to tell me, he told me that he had clients that when they got good recovery, that they actually would lose more body fat and then be more defined overall, because they did get rest days and they did get recovery. And I did what my coach said, but at the same time, I pretty much overworked myself. And but I can share that as you get older, you appreciate the recovery. And I almost want to say that it becomes a necessity, because even though I told Tyler yesterday I wasn't really sore for my leg workout, uh, today I was doing chest, and it was a little difficult
Yeah,
to
I'm still
sit
sore.
down
I
on.
pushed myself too hard on lower day. But speaking of recovery, like my recovery day was supposed to be tomorrow, but I decided to take it today since I'm a little sore, because I will be hitting some lower tomorrow. So
Yeah,
the thing is you want to push yourself, but you don't want to push yourself so hard that it affects your next day workout. Because like right
yes,
now we're doing 3 days of cardio, or at least I am, and then
yeah,
5 days in the gym. And then after phase 1, it'll be 6 days in the gym and then 4 days of cardio. So you got to kind of like learn the balance, not only on your diet, but you need to learn your balance on your recovery, so you don't affect your next workouts.
right. And I think something that she says, and I think we've taken to heart, is not to push yourself so hard in your workout that you're incredibly sore the next day, where you can't do the workout, whatever the
Exactly.
workout's required. And I had done that, not in this challenge, but probably a few times last year, where I had worked so hard on my lower body that I was also training to do a run, a trail run, and I could not run. I could not do
Mhm.
the trail run because I was so physically sore. It hurt to run. So,
Yeah.
so so that's where you need to, I think the whole thing that Tyler and I were saying is have that balance of pushing yourself and challenging yourself, but not crazy enough where you're going to be super sore the next day.
Mhm.
And if you are, like Tyler was saying, then tweak your day that you're going to work out, to make that next day your recovery day instead of another day. Kind of like what Tyler's doing today. Today's his recovery day. And just be flexible. I think you have
Yep.
to show, number one, we know it's all about consistency, right? To be successful in anything, whether it's working out, your health, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your finances, whether it's a business or your career, the most important thing is consistency, right? Just showing up, being consistent, increasing, bettering what you're doing, and increasing kind of your knowledge and how it's working for you is most important. And then the second, I think, is being flexible, knowing when you need to pull back, knowing when you need to push yourself more, and kind of balancing that out and be flexible. What do you think about that, Tyler? What would you say are the top two things that make you successful in your health and wellness?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, we all have lives. So, like, I have, my son on Wednesdays. So, if Wednesday's a training day, I will take that as an off day, switch days. So, it's okay to switch days or switch meals. We all have our own struggles, but the main thing is getting your whatever you have planned out, mapped out, calorie intake. Try to hit your macros as best you can, and then make sure you are getting, if you have 5 workouts planned for the week, 2 workouts, 1 workout, just making sure you get that done. Just basically try to hit your daily goals. But throughout the week, things may come up and you have to switch days or switch your meal times or something, but just make sure you're getting everything in. So that's kind of what I have to be flexible, because I have a job and I have a son. So.
And it's about, the old saying that you probably hear a lot of times, it's about progress, not perfection. So you don't have to be perfect at everything you're doing, but it's just as long as you're progressing for you and your level, wherever that may be, that you're progressing for yourself. It's about bettering you as your physical and mental abilities, in whether it's whatever it is, but especially when it comes to working out and your nutrition. anything else? And you know what, we may take a deeper dive into, because I don't know, but people can comment below. When you see this, if, you know, Tyler's brought up some things about calories and macros, counting them, about HIIT. And I think we mentioned that last time we were going to bring it up, but we can go into deeper explanation of what those things are, like what is a macro, or what are your macros, and what kind of calorie intake should people be doing, you know, the balance between your protein, your carbohydrates, your fats, etc. And also possibly what interval cardio or HIIT cardio is. If you have any questions about that, post them below. We can probably even answer them if you have a specific question about them in the comments.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we can spend a time, if people have questions on that, we can spend a little segment kind of explaining that, if it's helpful to anybody. Tyler, anything else about this week that you found challenging or rewarding besides
Nope,
what
I
we've
think
already
that's about
done?
it. You know, I've done the challenge before, so I'm kind of used to all the weighing out my food and stuff, but I like it because you don't have to stick to the same diet. You can always switch it up. If you're getting tired of chicken breasts, you can switch to fish or steaks, or, you know, you can have a variety. So really, I think we covered that all
Yeah, that was
pretty
good.
good.
And I do have to say that everything Tyler brings up to me about eating is like today yesterday he was talking about having hamburger with rice. And so I went out and I had some rice in my cabinet. So and I also made hamburger yesterday. So I got green pepper, onions, mushrooms. I sauteed them with a little bit of butter. I mixed my hamburger, made a tiny bit of rice with it, put it all together. It's kind of like a stuffed bell pepper, but not a stuffed bell pepper.
Yeah, lots of flavor, probably.
Lots of flavor. It was really good.
Yeah.
So Tyler's been my influence this time around on the food, like the steak and the rice and hamburger. And also I got salmon. I got honey. I got Alaskan honey smoke. They do the smoking themselves. And so it was kind of like, what do you call it? Vacuum packed. So I got that for this week too. So they'll have 2 servings of that. So
yeah, eating clean
hopefully,
doesn't have to be boring or tasteless. You know, there are some meals where I'm like, this isn't very flavorful, but I know it's nutrients going into my body, and that's the main thing. It's your fuel and your fire during your workouts and stuff like that, and recovery. But there's also other options to make it flavorful, like you were just talking and stuff like that. So that's the
yeah,
fun of it, is figuring out what works for you, whether you be vegan or, you know, you do eat meat, but there's definitely different routes you can take for it. So that's all a learning process as you go.
it is. It is a learning process, and it's not, and it doesn't have to be boring. You can make it flavorful and you can make it different. And that's the nice thing about it. And Tyler brought up a good point about nutrition in general. Nutrition is to fuel your body. And I just want you to take that away and think about that, because I believe most people aren't eating to fuel their body. They're eating because they're bored. They're eating because it's a habit. They're eating because it's social. But think about it. The reason to eat is to actually fuel your body.
Yep.
So when you look at it that way, it brings a whole different meaning into your food and relationship with food. Right. All right, Tyler, I think that's it. Hopefully this is helpful to someone. And if you have any questions, post your comments below and we will either hit it on another episode or we will answer it in the comments. So
Sounds good. See you
take
guys
care,
later.
guys. Bye.